Village Vendors Association.
Your ancestors' favorite radio station, and your favorite morning show host. Let's get back to Dominique DiPrima right now.
Good morning and welcome to First Things First with Dominique DiPrima here on KBLA 1580 AM. I'm your special guest host, Brother Faraji Muhammad, sitting in for our beloved sister. I will be sitting in for the rest of the week for our beloved big sister, Dominique DiPrima, getting some rest. So they brought me in just to hold it down. But this morning we got a lot of great things to talk about, and we're very excited about this first conversation that we have with one brother who is doing some phenomenal work. He's an educator, a poet, a vocalist, a guitarist, a writer, a voiceover actor. The man is a true Renaissance man. He's a native of New Orleans, and he's been in Los Angeles for a while now. For a while. He's founder and CEO of the Foundation for Arts, Mentoring, Leadership, and Innovation, a.k.a. FAMLI Inc., which is a nationally recognized nonprofit agency celebrating 30 years of stellar service to his community. And so we're happy to have Brother Torrence Brannon Reese joining us live in studio this morning. Good morning, dear brother. How you feeling,
Good morning.
sir?
Feeling good. Feeling early.
You feeling early? I like that. I'm going to use that one, Brother Torrence. How you feeling? I'm feeling early.
Feeling early. Like 5 a.m. No, it's all good. It's always great to be here, man. I'm so honored that you guys are here and unapologetically black,
Yes,
progressive, and on the case. So,
Yeah,
thanks to
brother.
Tavis and all of the brothers and sisters who do this.
Absolutely. And, of course, big shout-out to our big brother and founder,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Brother Tavis Smalley, doing a great work. But let's talk about the work that you're doing, Brother Torrey,
Yes, sir.
because you've been in L.A. for a while. You've been doing your thing. I mean, really using your platform.
Yes,
You know,
sir.
you're doing the work of life mastery, mentoring.
Right.
Talk to us a little bit about the work of family. Congratulations on 30 years of service.
Thank you. I can't believe it's gone by that quickly, man. It seems the older you get, the quicker time passes.
Boy, time, something, right? You like,
Yeah.
you can leave the money. I just want the time.
Yeah, exactly. Well, in 1987, I entered LA Southwest Community College, and I quickly got involved in student politics on the campus, and I was voted the student body president. And from that platform, I really developed an appetite for, for making sure that I was involved, engaged in the movement and the struggle. In '89, while in college, I was shot in a bank robbery attempt. It was a couple of brothers. I found out later one of the brothers who pulled the gun was 17 years old, shot myself and 5 or 6 other people. Nobody died, but my life flashed before me in that moment, and I saw, family members, and that either makes you run and hide, or it inspires you to go deeper. And so I was inspired to go deeper, to really be involved at a level where I felt that I could make a change. And a couple of years later, I founded my nonprofit. I had transferred to Dominguez Hills University, and started my nonprofit. I was involved along with some brothers and sisters in the gang truce movement of the early 90s. And I'll never forget those times. We made some serious change at that time and stopped a lot of violence, stopped a lot of people from dying, And I've always been honored to have been a part of that movement. That would have been my 1960s. It would have been the time when the Black Panthers rose, to the fore.
Right.
It would have been the time when Dr. King was, mobilizing, hundreds of thousands of people. It would have been the time when Malcolm was screaming from the pews, in the mountaintop, that we all need to be engaged and we need to do something. We need to change this world and make it a better world for the children coming behind us. And so I'm committed to that ideal. I stand on the shoulders of those who came before me, and I look forward to continuing the struggle and the movement and to changing things for the better. And so my organization, FAMLI, is a 501c3 nonprofit. First priority is the youngsters, children, We've been in the schools for almost 30 years now, meaning Audubon, Crenshaw, Darcy. We've been at Locke High School for the last 9 years. We just entered another school called LA South, Anemo LA South Charter School. And we do the See a Man, Be a Man for boys. And we do the Princess to Queen for young ladies. And both follow a 9-point curriculum that I was blessed to write called the Root Curriculum. And it has 9 life themes, critical life themes. Spirituality is number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 is culture. Number 3 is career. Number 4 is education, then economics, politics, health, the family, and at the end of the curriculum, or the year, because we go throughout the school year, is personal responsibility. So our objective is that young people will understand the world around them, dealing with those 9 themes. Not only understand it, but be able to articulate a perspective from their life perspective, and to set goals, realistic goals, have a vision, and have a pathway to a beautiful future. At the end of the year, for the young men, we, once they finish the program, take them out to a 5-star restaurant, and we buy them brand new custom-made suits that nobody has worn before. And you should see the look on their faces and the look on other people's faces when these young brothers walk across the campus of school. So that's in a nutshell some of the stuff that we do. But there are other things. We do a film festival called I've Known Rivers. We're going into our 12th year with that.
That's awesome.
Dominique was beautiful enough to interview 2 of our honorees. We brought in the son of Marcus Garvey, the only living son of Marcus Garvey.
Wow.
Dr. Julius Garvey came in. He's like 90 years old almost, right? But
wow.
Very spry, very aware, and still very active. And then we honored the great film director and producer, Bill Duke. And last year we honored the great actress from the 1970s, Judy Pace, who's still beautiful at 80-something years old. And we do a plethora of films and entertainment and stuff like that. So we do a lot of stuff in the community that I may not have time to go into right now. However, it's just been a blessing, and it's been an honor, and I'm humbled to be able to serve.
Let's talk a little bit about the service piece, because I'm glad that you brought that up. And I think that we're in a space right now, especially in Black America, especially in Black Los Angeles, where we have to redefine what service means, what it looks like. Because a lot of our times, one of the things that I would say, especially when you're talking about the enemy of our rise, one of the key messages that I know that they don't want us to know is the importance and value of serving our people, of serving each other. Right? Because what service does, it creates community. It creates some sense of unity. It gives people a perspective that they belong, or that they're a part of something bigger than themselves, right? And one of the things, Brother Torrey, that I see that is probably one more challenging than any piece of legislation or policy, or even more challenging than money, is to break our people up and thinking that, and put into our minds that we're just individuals and not a part of a larger link in the chain. What's your take on that, brother?
Malcolm X once said the greatest tool that the man has used has been his ability to divide and conquer us. He said that when you put your hand up and you have your finger spread like this, you could smack somebody and it'll sting them. But all you have to do to really put them in their place is to bring those digits together, right? And that's stronger. It strikes a harder blow, and it does much more damage. So that has been the fear of the enemy since before we came here. Let's say 1619, right? That has been the fear, that we would realize our commonalities and look over or beyond our differences. And one of the questions I asked, I do a Tuesday night forum called A Question of Culture. Every Tuesday night at 6 o'clock, we're on Zoom discussing the critical issues of the day, historical issues, contemporary issues, whatever we so desire. And we asked a question one night: what is the greatest threat to Black people? Is it white supremacy and racism, or is it Black self-hatred? So you have a choice to make, right? What is the greatest threat to Black folks?
I'm waiting, brother. Now you're dropping jewels early in the morning on Tuesday. I love it. I love it. So what is the greatest threat to Black people?
Your answer reveals your thought pattern.
Yeah.
Your answer reveals your philosophy, right? Now, if you want me to answer it, I can answer it, right? But there were people on both sides of the fence, and this is indicative of the conditions confronting black folk. And so
I love that question.
If you grapple with that question for a minute, like if I ask you that question,
Right now that you got me wondering.
Right.
I feel like but this I love the question. What is the greatest threat to black folks? Mm-hmm. Is it white supremacy, or is it? And how did you use the term?
Black self-hatred.
Black self-hatred.
Right. Mm-hmm. That's a heck of a question. Right?
I'm more inclined to say black self-hatred.
Thank you.
I'm more inclined to say black self. Miles, what you say? Black self-hatred? Because here's why. Whites, if we were united, and if we loved each other,
right,
then white supremacy wouldn't be as much of a burden.
Right.
I remember that when the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he said that I'm going to make you so powerful,
right,
it'll be like a piece of string wrapped around your finger that you would have to remember that the white man is in power.
There you go. And we have evidence of that. Not only his movement with the Nation of Islam.
Right.
But let's look at the period after Reconstruction, or during Reconstruction,
Yes,
So
sir.
for those 10 or 11 years from 1866 to 1877, black folks made tremendous progress in this country, in spite of the so-called second-class citizenship status, right? We owned our own businesses. We owned our own land. We started our own schools. Mm-hmm. And then after that period, when we went into another 100 and something years of so-called Jim Crowism, right, that was the period in the 1890s, for example, when we began to develop the black townships. All over this country there were independently run black townships. We had political influence and power. Mm-hmm. We had economic influence and power. Mm-hmm. You had people like Booker T. Washington, who's known for Tuskegee Institute, but lesser known for all of the hundreds and thousands of businesses that he helped to start. Who inspired Marcus Garvey, who came here in 1915, and we know what Garvey did, the largest black movement in the history of this country. And so when we focused on self, when we came together and unified ourselves and merged our forces,
come on, brother,
put our money together, right?
Yeah.
It didn't matter what the white man was doing. If you're waiting for people who are racist to stop being racist, you're out of your mind. You lost your mind. So the main thing that we have to focus on is self, developing ourselves individually and as a collective.
I love it.
And so when we do that, we create the Negro baseball leagues. Today, we don't even own a team, right? Back then, we owned our own leagues with many teams. So we've actually gone backwards in many ways. Here we are now with all of these doctorate degrees, right? And all of this access to technology and all these things, and we can't build a movement like Garvey, and we haven't been able to own our own leagues. We have, like, for example, right now, the issues that with Kyrie that happened. Right, it's something that should be something that everybody should focus on, and never forget. Don't think that just because he's back on the court that situation is over. That was indicative of what's happening to black folks now. Instead of merging our forces, right, and creating our own league. In addition to that, I'm not saying we have to stop playing to be in the NBA.
Right.
But let us have our own thing so that when something like that happens, we have other alternatives other than going back to the master class and begging for a job. You understand what I'm saying? The way that they treated that brother, and the way that those high-class Negroes got behind that,
yes, sir.
Negroes like Stephen A. Smith and Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal, whom I'm done with,
right,
is an indication of what happens when we allow white supremacy to dominate, instead of focusing on fixing our own thing. There
it is, folks. There it is. We kicking off this morning. Look, I want you to join us in the conversation as we talk to Brother Tory. And of the great organization FAMLI. I want you to join us in the conversation. Hit me up on my Facebook page as I'm streaming live for Raji Muhammad. Hit us up on our social media and give us a call this morning. Very, very quickly, give us a call at 1-800-920-1580, 1-800-920-1580. We got to take a quick pause. When we come forward, we'll continue the conversation with Brother Tory. We'll continue to talk about service and so much more that's happening in our community, in our beloved city of Los Angeles, and all around the world. So stay with us. We just getting started here on First Thing First with Dominique DiPrima here on KBLA 1580 AM. Good morning.
Happy Kwanzaa from unapologetically progressive KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Mike Moore, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. The House committee investigating the January 6th Capitol riot is referring criminal charges against former President Donald Trump. Committee Chair, Democrat African-American Benny Thompson of Mississippi made the announcement Monday.
The question is on the motion to favorably report to the House. Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it.
The Democrat-led committee is accusing Trump and others of insurrection and other charges related to the Capitol attack. AAA now reporting 113 million people will be traveling this holiday season. That number covers folks who are going 50 or more miles away from home between this Friday and January 2nd. And that's the latest. I'm Mike Moore from your 24/7 news source, the Black Information Network and BINnews.com.
Got a Sigley in Arleta, 5 southbound is shut down at Osborne Street for band crashing right now. Traffic stopped at the 405. Also got a Sigley in Long Beach, got a vehicle stalled on the ramp 710 northbound to the 405 northbound, so that ramp is shut down. Minor delays right there. And a crash in Mid-Cedar Lacey in the center divider, 10 westbound at Los Angeles Boulevard. Still seeing some slowing though from Vermont Avenue. Also got a problem in Diamond Bar on the 60 westbound on the ramp towards the 57 southbound. Got a vehicle stalled in the right-hand lane, so a little extra slowing. Stay towards the left.
Don't let a traffic accident ruin your day. Call 1-800-INFO-FIX to find the nearest Fix Auto location. Their highly trained and certified technicians will have you back on the road in no time. You have a choice on who fixes your vehicle. Tell your insurance agent you want to go to Fix Auto.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Rams lost at Green Bay last night 24-12. The loss eliminated the 4-10 Rams from playoff contention. Their 10 losses tied the 1999 Denver Broncos for the most losses by a defending Super Bowl champion. With 3 games left, there's a good chance the Rams will break that unflattering milestone. The Lakers also had a rough night. They got beat by 26 in Phoenix. Injuries kept LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Russell Westbrook on the bench in street clothes. The Lakers are facing a tough stretch. 6 of their next 7 games are on the road. UCLA's men's and women's basketball teams were in the top 15 in this week's AP rankings. The men are 13th, the women are number 11. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. This sports report was brought to you by MVP Accident Attorneys. When it comes to your settlement, we're slam dunk. Call 833-MVP-WINS or check their website at themvp.com for a free case review.
When you're the victim of a car accident, hiring the right law firm can be the difference between a rewarding settlement and striking out. Call the pros at MVP Accident Attorneys at 833-MVP-WINS for your free consultation.
Call me your MVP.
Did you know that LA County Library has free Wi-Fi at all 85 library locations? That's right, free Wi-Fi. Now they also offer free Wi-Fi in parking lots at participating locations. Visit a participating LA County Library location, park in a library parking spot, bring your own device, connect to the Wi-Fi, and you're ready to connect with your friends and family, do some online shopping, browse your social media accounts, answer emails, do your homework, and so much more. You won't need a library card to connect, but you can sign up for one while you're there and get access to free books, ebooks, music, movies, and more. For additional information, log on to lacountylibrary.org/Wi-Fi, lacountylibrary.org/Wi-Fi. That's lacountylibrary.org/Wi-Fi.
KBLA Talk 1580 invites you to join us in celebrating the season of giving by being part of the solution. As we enjoy great food, family, warmth, and well wishes in whatever our festive tradition may be, we share the beauty of the season by reaching out to the less fortunate. Please help us to help others with the KBLA Cover the Houseless Cozy Community Coat and Blanket Drive. All you have to do is drop off new or clean, gently used winter coats and blankets in the KBLA lobby during business hours. Now through December 20th, all of the coats and blankets will be donated to unsheltered individuals and families experiencing houselessness. Simply bring your donation to 4434 Crenshaw Boulevard in Los Angeles, near Vernon Avenue, from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. weekdays. That's 4434 Crenshaw in historic Leimert Park. During the holidays and every day, let's remember, we keep us safe. We keep us warm. We are the safety net, and together we can cover the unsheltered. Get caught up in the spirit of the season, the spirit of love. Make a difference with your friends at KBLA Talk 1580.
Thanks for waking up with Dominique DiPrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
I maintain that there are 9 central themes in life. In order for you to be a full human being, don't make a baby unless you're gonna take care of that baby. We have to protect our families, work hard in our communities, honor the elders, humble ourselves before the ancestors. See a man, be a man. Get it? My mama told me a long time ago, your daddy left us, son. He walked on out that door. Don't hang your head down. Rise on up and be a man. Always do the very best you can. Oh, she said, son, I love you. I can teach you lots of things. I can help guide you, my son, but I can't make you a man. Gotta stand on your own 2 feet. Rise on up and be a man. Always do the very best you can. Spirituality, culture, career, education, economics and politics. All take care of your health, raise your family. It's your responsibility.
Good morning, and good morning, Los Angeles. And welcome to First Things First with Dominique DiPrima here on KBLA 1580 AM. Miles, we're going to just let that ride right there. We feeling that joint right there. See a man, be a man by our brother right now, Brother Tory.
Yes, sir.
Woo! I'm feeling New Orleans right now.
That's the vibe.
I'm feeling New Orleans right now.
Uptown New Orleans.
Come on, bro.
11 Ward. Cohen High School.
Come on.
Yes, indeed.
That's a beautiful piece right there.
Thank you, brother.
Off of your new album.
Right. New
Talk
album.
to us.
New album is called Shrimp and Grits.
Shrimp and Grits.
Yeah. So hopefully we can throw that one out, y'all, before we get out of here. Called Shrimp and Grits. He know it.
Shrimp and Grits.
It's my grandson, President Torrence Jr. right here, 13 years old.
13 years old.
Yeah, he can
in the
sing all
studio
that.
with Granddad.
Yeah, he was in the studio. He helped co-produce.
There it is,
Yeah,
right
that's
there.
right.
Got music in the blood.
Oh man, he can play any instrument, sing,
That's awesome,
all
brother.
that. So it's like a mini me.
So I mean, I'm listening to the sounds of it. I'm listening to your vocals on it. I'm listening to the lyrics of it. I mean, it's not a lot else to be said. See a man, be a man.
Yes, sir.
Your mama told you.
Yes, sir.
Your father walked out on you.
And that's a true story. I never met my father in my life. I don't know who he is. I don't really think I know his name, and so I had to navigate life absent of that energy. And, I actually, had people who were nefarious characters, let's say. One was, I'll just say, a pimp named Sleepy, who was a hero. And he kept me out of it. He kept me out of the game and inspired me to go a different way. I was also inspired by my uncles, Tank and others who stepped in and said, hey, man, we're going to do something different with your life, So people always saw something in me.
Yeah.
And that helped me to avoid a lot of conflict.
So, I mean, and when I hear stories of brothers and sisters who have that experience, sometimes that person just don't see who they are in that moment. How long did it take you to see who you are, to see that, I am different. I am not a product of my environment. I'm bigger not better, but just, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, the scriptures say, you know, I'm of the world, but I'm not in that world.
My number one inspiration in my life is my mom, Gwendolyn. You know, my mom raised me and my three brothers by herself in the, you know, inner city of New Orleans, Louisiana. And there was a whole lot of trouble out here to get into, a whole lot of trouble, easy to get into trouble. But I always thought about her, and I never wanted to hurt her. I never wanted to see her cry. And from an early age, for some reason, I recognized how hard she was working, you know, to maintain the lifestyle for us, you know. We were sharp when we went to school, man. Moms had us clean, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
We never lacked for anything. She always found a way to get us what we needed and some of what we wanted. And so that was my driving force, you know, never wanting to disappoint her. And so I had brothers, you know, who were doing things that you know, were wrong, you know, selling drugs or whatever. And I maintained a position of leadership from a young age. I tell my grandson this. I never followed anybody, you know. And so, you know, let's say the Most High blessed me because I avoided a lot. I wasn't perfect. I made some mistakes, you know, and all of that. But at the end of the day, you know, I always was able to maintain some sense of direction in life. And it had a lot to do with just, you know, adhering to some kind of respect for my mom, for my family in general, and that kind of thing. And so I would say that's what helped me. And then, like I just said, I had people who were maybe doing some of the wrong things, but they saw something in me that said, hey, let's wrap our arms around this brother and you know, make sure that he turns out all right.
There it is.
So,
there it is.
Yeah.
Folks, I want to bring you into the conversation as we're talking to Brother Tory. You heard a little cut from his new album, See a Man, Be a Man. Make sure y'all join us right now, 1-800-920-1580. All right, let's bring Florence in. Florence been very patient with us this morning. Good morning, Florence. Welcome to First Things First with Dominique DiPrima. How are you?
I'm amazing, and Tori knows.
Oh, Florence Avenue. my sister.
That's right.
Hey, Florence, how are you?
And I'm so blessed to wake up to you, Tori. I can't kid you enough because you know I'm in the battlefield.
Yes,
so,
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So blessed. But I truly appreciated the question that you posed as an educator, as a 33-year veteran educator. I'm just so heavy-hearted that we are not focusing on teaching children to love themselves. And because nobody can tell you, as you indicated, who you are if you know who you are. And that's the issue with gang violence. And it's so disheartening to think that we've forgotten what Thurgood Marshall went through. Why was education the most important space that needed to be equitable in this country? And we keep forgetting that because even on this platform, there should be a component of education every day because our children, Black children, are slipping through the cracks. So if we are arming them with who they are, then no one can disarm them. And I'm happy to hear you because I know you try to keep us alive from our history to culture. And you deserve this platform, but I just had to chime in when you posed that question. You know, teaching at Crenshaw, I had all these athletes who wanted to be millionaires, and I told them about the power of education in preceding their economic status, because if you got $5 or if you got $500, unless you're knowledgeable, what you do with it can be detrimental.
Yes, ma'am.
And so that's the center, you know, of our community. We're not holding on to that thing that Thurgood Marshall said we needed to keep. And that's why Carter G. Woodson was worried about the miseducation of the Negro.
So Florence, I'm feeling the energy, and I appreciate you for putting that out there. And I think as a woman, as an educator, you know, I mean, I thank you for your service and respect you a lot. But talk to us a little bit about, you know, just delve a little deeper for me as to what you have seen over your years and being in the classroom, being in those conversations, you know, in those schools and working in the communities, because something, Florence, is not clicking as much. I mean, we're in 2022, the next generation, we have so many more Black folks that are conscious, so many more Black folks that have access to wisdom and knowledge, but something still seems to be missing from this equation, Florence. And I'm always perplexed when I see the condition of our community, whether it's my community, my hometown of Baltimore, whether it's here in the Los Angeles area, something is still missing. You can go from city to city, and guess what? You automatically know where black folks are based on the condition of that community, based on, I mean, it don't even matter. You could just take the name of the city, whether it's New Orleans, Baltimore, Chicago, Philly. Detroit, Philly. You already know this is black folks right here.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's a heavy question because the story can tell you I have a very interesting educator of 30 years. I've been teaching for 20 years in the juvenile halls and camp, where even though African-American kids are about 9 to 12% of school populations, they're 45% of the juvenile halls and camp. Don't let me get into the special ed statistic because there are about 60% of the special ed identified kids in the juvenile halls and camp. About 70% of adult offenders often have a special ed background if you don't intervene. And I'm seeing a true school to prison pipeline go on right now. So I'm heavy-hearted, but I became an educator because of what Tori is saying. If we know who we are and our values and our gifts,
yes, ma'am,
then no one can tell us that we're somebody else. But what's saddening right now is you guys mentioned some term about followers. So we're growing up in a culture of followers. We're growing up in a culture where you're supposed to trend. We're growing up in a culture where you're supposed to be like somebody else or you're not in. So it's having a huge impact. And we're just, one of the things that's happening, we're not continuing the legacy. You know, I'm a member of the R. Arthur Study Club. A lot of folks don't know that they created African American History Month with Carter G. Woodson. Well, I'm one of the youngest members.
Yeah. And they've been doing some great work for many
Florence,
years.
I appreciate you for checking in, and I thank you so much for providing your insight and expertise on that. And, you know, 30-plus years as an educator in many different spaces, that's hands down, that's a community leader right there.
Yeah, when you were 2 years old, if that.
Right.
Because you don't look 30.
I'm a little older than 30, but it's all good. But I appreciate my sister Florence checking in. Folks, look, I got to take a quick pause. When we come forward, we'll continue the conversation. We got so many people that are checking in this morning, and I'm just excited because Brother Torrey brings a lot of energy and a lot of insight and brings that history to the conversation. So, folks, make sure you join us on the phone lines at 1-800-920-1580, 1-800-920-1580. And we're streaming live on KBLA1580.com. Post your comments on my Facebook page as I'm streaming live on my personal page at Faraji Muhammad. And, of course, stay with us. We got a lot of conversation, a lot more to talk about here on First Things First with Dominique DiPrima here on KBLA 1580. Good morning, Los Angeles.
Courage is contagious. We're KBLA Talk 1580.
Central Neighborhood Health Foundation is a full-service network of federally qualified health care centers that serves local communities throughout Los Angeles, Riverside, and San Bernardino counties. CNHF clinics provide low-cost to no-cost, compassionate, comprehensive, quality health care, which includes primary care services for chronic disease and diabetes management, pediatric and women's services, preventive care, vision and dental screenings, COVID-19 testing and vaccines, flu vaccines, behavioral health, HIV, and substance use services. Virtual telehealth visits are available from the comfort of your home with highly qualified physicians and medical professionals. CNHF also provides peer support specialist training and help with housing navigation. Central Neighborhood Health Foundation. Your wellness is our priority. Comprehensive care built on trust and respect. For more information, visit cnhfclinics.org or call 213-536-5815 today to locate a clinic near you.
Congratulations to Compton Sheriff's Department Civil Management Bureau for being selected as the KBLA Talk 1580's Office of the Week. Visit the KBLA app to enter your office to win the Office of the Week. Congratulations, Compton Sheriff's Department Civil Management Bureau.
In recent editions of the Los Angeles Standard newspaper, read about Karen Bass's plan to curb crime and homelessness. Black merchants purchase a building in Leimert Park Village. The California Task Force to Study Reparations report. Local HBCU advocates Brandon Miller and Nicole Ford jump the broom. Interior designer Tamara Marie creates environments in people's homes that invoke positive emotions. Black alumni from UCLA and USC's annual joint football tailgate. Introductory aviation and aerospace programs for Black youth. The Handy Foundation trains people of color for behind-the-scenes jobs in the film industry. Black-owned LA Grind Coffee and Tea Bar in Mid-City. And Black-owned 1010 Wine and Events in Inglewood. Read about these stories at www.lastandardnewspaper.com.
Find a righteous rage and don't be afraid to say what you see. We're KBLA Talk 1580.
You know, when you wake up in the morning after a long night of, well, you know, you're feeling kind of hungry, like you need a little something to soothe you.
When I wake up in the morning, love, your sweet body by my side, feeling warm from the night before. Can we take another ride? I want your shrimp and grits. Shrimp and grits, girl. Don't you know I need your shrimp and grits? Shrimp and grits, babe. Shrimp and grits feel so fine. Shrimp and grits, oh, you blow my mind. Shrimp and grits
Goes down smooth.
shrimp and grits got me in the groove. Got the special kind of
Welcome to First Things First. Good morning, Los Angeles. You're tuning into First Things First here with Dominique DiPrima. I'm your special guest host for Raji Muhammad. Oh my goodness.
If you like it, I know it's all right.
Woo, I wasn't. Look, I'm looking at your grandson like, I wasn't expecting this. I just want your shrimp and grits, baby.
That's right, baby. That's all.
That's all.
In the morning.
I love it. I love it.
Yes, indeed.
Hey, folks, we are talking to my brother. This brother here is just doing some phenomenal work. Just a great brother. Brother Torrence Brannon Reese checking in with us this morning, live in studio.
Yes, indeed.
And we're talking about all things relating to service, the great work he's doing, the music. That's the Shrimp and Grits right there. That's a new cut from his album.
Mm-hmm.
And Brother Torrey, what can be said with that one, sir?
First, a shout out to Dr. K. She's the executive director. Kimberly Grigsby, Perky, Secretary Shaka, Andre Parvenu Msanga, and many other people who helped me. I'm not by myself, man.
There it is.
So what was that question?
That's all I wanted to throw out there. We got people that checking in all across the city and around the country.
Yeah.
Let's jump in and let's get one more caller. And JW from LA. JW, thank you for your patience. Good morning.
Hey, top of the morning to you, my brother.
Good morning, brother JW. What's the word with you, bro?
Yeah, man, that shrimp and grits is off the hook. And left out the fried green tomatoes, though, man. Let me thank my pops, man, from Louisiana. Fried green tomatoes. Man, that's food for thought, though, bruh.
Yes,
that's food for thought.
No doubt. Sir.
And now I'm going to add some more food for thought. Now, when you have posed that question in reference to, I mean, you call it white racist supremacy compared to black hatred, my mind went to both as the answer because one leads to the other. So, yeah, that part right there, that's how my mind frame just clicked on it right there, you know. Yeah. But yeah, man, and let me add a few more comments, which is I believe when we were excluded because of being slaves and Jim Crow and all the above, We were forced to be together. It's not like we came together. We were forced to be together, and we were more successful because of that main reason. We were forced to be together because we was excluded from the main society.
Right.
You follow my point?
Hey, brother JW, I appreciate you. Yeah, we going to let you go, but I appreciate you, dear brother, for making that point and to connecting that dots, because you're right. White supremacy, black self-hatred, they go hand in hand. But I think that the question that Brother Tory posed in terms of what's more detrimental, what's more damaging, what's more harmful, we got to start with the internal. You got to start with the internal. Look, we're going to take another pause. When we come forward, more conversation. We're going to have a few moments with Brother Tory, so we want for him to give us some final remarks. And we got Sheldon checking in from all the way from Georgia. But let's get it all in. Stay with us. You're tuned into First Things First with Dominique DiPrima here on KBLA 1580. Good morning.
From our heart to your heart. Happy holidays to you and the ones you love from KBLA Talk 1580.
On Sunday, January 15th at 4 p.m., SCLC Southern California presents Moving into the Promise of the Beloved Community at the 52nd Annual Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Legacy Celebration. President William D. Smart invites you to attend the celebration on Dr. King's birthday, Sunday, January 15th, 4 p.m. at the Sheraton LAX, 6101 West Century Boulevard. This year's event will honor community members who have made a significant impact in 2022, including our own Tavis Smiley, who will also deliver the keynote address. For tickets, call 213-268-3082 or email pastorsmart@sclc-sc.org. That's 213-268-3082 or email pastorsmart@sclc-sc.org. Don't miss SCLC Southern California's 52nd Annual Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Legacy Celebration, Sunday, January 15th, 4 p.m. at the Sheraton LAX.
We're not for everybody, but we're for everybody. You're listening to KBLA Talk 1580.
Good morning and welcome to First Things First with Dominique DiPrima here on KBLA 1580. I'm your special guest host, Brother Faraji Muhammad. We got a final few moments with Brother Torrence Brannon Reese. Brother Tory, you do have a special event coming up this weekend.
Yeah, we're going to be at the Barbara Morrison Theater right here in Leimert Black Arts Village is what I call it. Been calling it that for years. We're going to be there at 6 o'clock Friday night. People can call us at 323-245-2133. I'm bringing some fantastic singers with me. My band, Everything with Soul, will be there. We'll be performing Shrimp and Grits.
There we go.
And all that. And that's 6 o'clock. It's on Eventbrite, right? They can go to Eventbrite to check the event. It's called the Soul Holiday.
The
right?
Soul Holiday.
Right.
Right.
I also wanted to mention that we do a trip to New Orleans every year in October. So anybody who wants to get down with us, we already have people paying for the trip. It's a part of the efforts that we do to self-fund ourselves. We don't get the big government grants or anything like that. We've been self-funded, and whatever little grants and performances we can put on concerts, we believe in self-sufficiency. So anyone who wants to support us can go to the website, www.famlisoul.org. Call us on the phone, hit us up on email, Facebook, etc. So we're right there engaged in the middle of the struggle.
FAMLISoul.org.
FAMLISoul.org. FAMLI.
Right.
.org. Right on.
There it is. And we got and again, that concert is on Friday at 6 o'clock p.m.
6 o'clock p.m. at the Barbara Morrison Theater. We're in partnership with that theater.
That's awesome. That's all. Hey, Sheldon, I want to bring you in. I'm going to give you like 30 seconds, Sheldon. Talk to me. Thank you for checking in.
Hey, how you doing, brother? Tory, this Sheldon, man, from Carras.
Hey, from Carras. Yes,
work
indeed.
Work at your house, man.
Yes, indeed, brother. What's up, baby?
Work at your house. How you doing?
Yes, sir. I'm good.
Man, I moved to Georgia, man. Yeah. Hey, but to that point, that was a great question. I want to thank you for your years of service.
Yes, sir.
Every time I listen to you, I learn a little bit more personally about you.
Thank you.
And, man, I think, that ancient African proverb, know thyself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If like John Henry Clark said, the longest, deepest journey we can take is the journey within.
It is. Hey, Sheldon, I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you. And Brother Torrey, I appreciate you. Again, folks, FAMLI, FAMLI, soul.org. Get all the latest information about the work that the FAMLI Inc. is doing for the past 30 years. Brother Torrence Brannon Reese, artist, vocalist, organizer, community leader. We truly, truly love and appreciate you, brother, and we love to reconnect with you. But again, you're going to be continuing to do the great work. You got your grandson in the building, so that great work is going to be continued. Thank you for coming on First Things
Thank
First.
you, brother. Appreciate
Absolutely.
you. Keep it up.
Yes, sir. All right, folks, we got to take another quick pause. When we come forward, another great conversation is lined up for you. So stay with us. It's First Things First with Dominique DiPrima, only on KBLA 1580. Good morning, Los Angeles.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.